This week's card is a very simple sentiment card with a dimensional butterfly. For this project, you're going to need liquid glue with a fine tip, a tape runner, card base and envelope, the Cricut Cuttlebug floral embossing print, as well as the Little Bee handwritten sentiment die cut, and a die cutting machine. I'm using We Are Memory Keepers Evolution Advanced. You're also going to need Spellbinders Relax and Enjoy Vellum Butterfly stickers from their March kit, and cardstock with the color to match whatever color scheme you choose. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take that cardstock that I'm going to be using and I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch off the width and a 1/2 inch off the height, making it, in my case, 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. I've also got a piece of cream colored paper 3/4 of an inch less than the width and 3/4 of an inch less than the height. I'm just going to take some water and I'm going to spritz it lightly so that it becomes nice and damp and malleable. Now I'm going to put it in between my 2 presses. For embossing on this machine, I'm going to turn the knob to the setting 4, but if your machine does not have a knob, you may have to vary the thickness of your sandwich. Now that that's ready, I'm just going to crank it through the machine. While I've still got my die cutting stuff out, I'm going to take a scrap of my original cardstock and I'm going to use my Love You dies for the sentiment. You can use any other sentiment that you wish, but for this card, I'm going to be using those 2. I'm just going to place them on my cardstock facing down and I'm going to use a little scrap of washi tape to make sure they stay in place. I'm going to put it in my press and make sure that the cutting part goes on top of the board, not the bottom. For die cutting, I'm going to turn my knob back down to 12 to 13. And I'm just going to feed it in and crank it through. Now that they're done, I'm going to remove the washi tape from the dies and pop them out. Something this small, they likely won't come out on their own, so I'm just going to take a pair of very small fine tweezers and I'm going to poke through the holes on the dies to get them out. So now I've got all my materials ready for assembly. I've got my embossed paper, I've got my piece of cardstock that's already been cut, and I've got my card. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use the tape runner and I'm going to just stick down the piece of cardstock, making sure that it's even on all sides since it's not the same side as the card this time. Now I'm going to take the butterfly sticker that matches the colors that I've picked and I'm going to put it close to the upper right hand corner, but not quite. Next, I'm going to take the words that I've already cut out and I'm going to use that fine tip liquid glue to stick them on. So because it's really hard to get a proper adhesive onto the back of an embossed pattern paper, I'm just going to put some tape onto the center of the cardstock, and I'm also going to do my best to put some on of the actual paper itself. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial for a super simple sentiment card that you can use for any occasion. Mother's Day is right here, actually right now, and you can see if you can put this together fast enough for the last minute card, or you could just give it to someone that you love. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay crafty till next time!